Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Chelsea news video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And in today's video, guys, there is plenty to dive into. We've got more fallout from the January window. They're going to be discussing Andrey Santos, the pursuit of Dario Essugo of Sporting Lisbon, the future of Georgia Petrovic as well, amongst other things. But let's dive straight into it. Let's talk about that man, Andrey Santos, because there's a lot of talk around him right now. There's a lot of hype around him right now. He's having a fantastic season with Strasbourg, one of the top performers there, arguably their best player. He's also one of the top performers in Liga this season. I think he's got 7 goals, 2 assists in about 18 or 19 appearances in the league, which is good going from central midfield. And already, you know, people are starting to talk about plans for Santos and how he's going to be viewed at Chelsea going forwards next season. And Ben Jacobs has done a bit of a deep dive on Give Me Sport. There's also been updates from Romano as well, that Chelsea are planning for Santos to be a key part of the midfield next season. There was no temptation to recall Andrey Santos in January because Chelsea feel a full season with Strasbourg playing every week is best for his development. However, the plan is for him to be a key part of Chelsea's midfield next season. Now, this is all great and this is all nice to hear. But we've heard this before. And this is where I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not going to get excited until I actually see him in the blue shirt and the transfer window is shut in the summer. Because we were told this before, that Andrey Santos wasn't going anywhere last season. And he went on loan, last summer, and he went on loan to Strasbourg. Now, I get it, you know, not recalling him in January. You want to continue his development. You want him to have a full season there. He's still only 20 years of age. And there's a lot of development. There's a lot of beneficiary factors for a youngster to continue to play week in, week out in one of Europe's top 5 leagues rather than being a rotational option at the club next season. But already there are big clubs coming in for Andrey Santos. Bayern Munich are tracking him. Now, Chelsea insist, according to Ben Jacobs and others, that Andrey Santos is not for sale. Again, we've been down this road before. I'll see it when I believe it. Because having spent £13 million on Andrey Santos, I can tell you now, he's a player that would make a significant profit. And we know what this ownership is like. They love making profit off players, regardless of how well they are, how good they are, regardless of how beneficial they can be to us on the pitch. The money comes first with these guys. We know that. We know that. We've seen it on countless occasions. So forgive me for having some reservations about actually believing this stuff until we see it. Because if a massive offer comes in, these lot won't think twice about accepting it. And it's all very well saying, yes, we're planning for him to be a key part of the team. Plans change. Plans change. Money changes things. And this could well be another example of that. Now, this could backfire massively if we end up selling Santos. Could backfire massively, having briefed all this and whatnot. And if we sold Andrey Santos, that's where I think a lot of people, if they haven't already, would start losing faith in what we're doing and start, you know, really having issues with the direction that the club's going in. But the issue that we've got here is, having been the main guy at Strasbourg, having been, you know, top performer, the go-to guy, the big fish in the small pond, he's going to want to be a starter at Chelsea and an important player next season. But can we promise that? Can we promise that? I'm not sure with Enzo Caicedo, Lavia if he's fit. Can we promise Andrey Santos that he's going to be a regular starter and get regular minutes? You know, and we've gone down this road before. We've definitely promised players stuff that we can't keep. And we've lied. And they've ended up wanting to leave 6 months to a year later. We cannot, with Andrey Santos, promise something when we struggle to keep our promises. So I'm delighted to see that he's doing really well. I hope he has a massive future at Chelsea. I hope he plays a huge part for us next season. But forgive me for having reservations. He's got Europe's top clubs sniffing about and a big offer. No doubt about it. Chelsea would, in my opinion, almost certainly accept it. And Santos could go and play for a top football club somewhere else, which shouldn't be the case. He should be helping us next season. He should be playing a massive role. But again, I worry about what we can offer him. I worry about us breaking promises. And yeah, I still feel a little bit nervous about whether Santos will actually be at Chelsea next season, regardless of what the likes of Ben Jacobs and Romano are saying. So that is the latest on Andrey Santos. Chelsea insist he's not for sale. Bayern Munich are tracking him. He's doing really well at Strasbourg, developing very well. but also we know what these owners are like. So let's hope he continues to do well, but let's also hope that we do actually get to see him in a Chelsea shirt next season. But moving to other midfield players, because we obviously know that we signed Matisse Mugu in the summer, on deadline day this week. That's just on Monday. But already we're being linked with another midfielder. We were linked with this guy, Dario Essugo of Sporting Lisbon. We were linked with him on deadline day. Record in Portugal was stating that, you know, Chelsea were close to doing a deal for around 25 million euros. That didn't happen, probably partly because Essugo's already played for 2 clubs this season. He's played for Sporting Lisbon and he's on loan at Las Palmas in La Liga. And FIFA rules state you can't play for more than 2 clubs in the same season. So it would have made little sense for Chelsea to do this deal and to sign him. However, it is one that we are continuing to monitor. It's one that we're still in contact with Sporting Lisbon over, and it's one that we look like we could well do in the summer. Now, Essugo is a good player. He's 19 years of age. I don't know an awful lot about him, but he's got good physique. He's technically good. And he's got all the attributes that, you know, indicate that he could well be a success in the Premier League. However, you know, there's a lot of variable factors here, a lot of mitigating factors. Do we need another teenager to go into midfield? What's the plan for all these midfield players? We can't just be accumulating and hoping that we're going to make profit from these guys, because all these guys need to go and play somewhere in order to actually potentially generate a return on them. So, yeah, already window's closed, but we're still looking like we're pushing to do deals for the summer. And Essugo looks like it could be another one of those. I don't hate him as a player, by the way. I would just question the strategy of recruiting yet another teenage midfield player. Where's he going to play? And what's the plan for all the midfielders that we've already got? Are we signing Essugo because we're planning on selling Santos? Are we signing Essugo because we're planning to get rid of Leslie? We're planning to get rid of others? You know, you have to question where these guys are going to fit in and what the plan is for them. Because right now it screams to me that Chelsea don't really have a plan for a lot of these young players. When was the last time Chelsea actually signed a youngster and genuinely developed them to become a top-class player? Chelsea isn't really an environment that's conducive to developing young players and getting them to thrive and reach their full potential. When was the last time we did that? We tend to be a club that chews them up and spits them out. That's what we do. You know, and by accumulating all these young players, they all need to play and they all need minutes to develop. Only some of them are going to get minutes. Others are going to stagnate. You're capping their potential. And we're creating a bottleneck effect at the club, which feels like exactly what we're doing right now, where some will make it and others, you know, we would have just cost them development years in their career by stagnating them, not playing them. If this sort of recruitment model is going to work, we have to acquire another club in the multi-club model. We have to get another one. We have to have places to send these guys where they're going to play regularly. So, yeah, look, whilst Essugo in isolation is a good player, I really question the need for yet another teenager. It makes literally zero sense. Guys, just get some players who can make an impact on the team now. It's not hard. It really isn't difficult. But yet you make it seem like it's the most difficult thing in the world. Chelsea's always extremes. It's either like this or it's like this. It's, I don't understand it. I really don't. But moving away from Essugo, we've also had some information on Georgia Petrovic, who actually is doing pretty well at Strasbourg. A lot of Chelsea fans, myself included, felt like that he should have been the number one this season, should have stayed at the football club. He's went on loan to Strasbourg despite being better than Sanchez last season. And Ben Jacobs saying that Petrovic is still likely to leave this summer despite his strong form. That's because highly rated Mike Penders, who stands at 6'7", will arrive from Genk, and there remains faith in Robert Sanchez and Philip Jorgensen. Those last few words are sickening. Remains faith in Robert Sanchez. Guys, how much evidence do you need to see that Robert Sanchez is not the guy? You still have faith in him. Having faith in Sanchez is like having faith in a girl that's like cheated on you 3, 4, 5 times and thinking they're going to change. They're not. This is what he is. He's not changing. He's not getting any better. It's as simple as that. You know, it's blind faith and there's no substance to it whatsoever. And with that analogy, you're going to end up getting hurt. We're going to end up getting hurt as a football club because this bozo is going to cost us points and maybe cost us a place in the Champions League. Luckily, obviously, Jorgensen's come in, but why are we putting out there we've still got faith in Sanchez? Why do we seemingly still have faith in this guy when he's proven he's an absolute liability? In regards to Petrovic, I think it's a real shame, but we've created this issue for ourselves. I don't think Penders is ready at 19. That's very, very young for a goalkeeper. I think he'll go on loan somewhere. Jorgensen should be the number one. In all honesty, Petrovic and Jorgensen should be competing for the number one spot next season, and Penders maybe is competing for that slot in a year or two's time. But I still don't believe that he's fully ready. But it would be a real shame to sell Petrovic, given that he's actually done nothing wrong at Chelsea whatsoever. He's improving as a player. He's doing well at Strasbourg, and he would absolutely suit the way that we're looking to play. I just don't get why we make these decisions and what the thought process is behind these decisions, because some of these decisions make no sense and are absolutely baffling. But, you know, that's the latest on Georgia Petrovic. Looks like he's going to leave regardless of how well he does at Strasbourg. We'll make a profit on him. Sure, great. Well done, guys. We know that's all that matters to you. Pender's not ready. And God forbid, is anyone going to take Sanchez in the summer? That's the issue. We spent 25 million on him, and there doesn't really seem like there's going to be any takers for his signature whatsoever. But hey, you know, we do good business. There's still people that back these directors, even though the majority of the business they've done has been piss poor. But yeah, that's where we are. And guys, that's just the latest Chelsea news. A little bit of a transfer roundup there. Please smash the likes. Please subscribe if you're new around here. We'd greatly appreciate it. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace.